Hi, welcome to my review of the Cyrusher Kommoda. Absolute beast of a bike. It's 250 watt motor with a 14 amp hour battery, full suspension on the rear, full suspension on the front, mud guards with good coverage so it protects you when you're riding again mud, rain, whatever. Something I think is phenomenal, hydraulic brakes, hydraulic disc brakes, front and rear. So you get an awful lot of stopping power with them. You have got 7-speed Shimano gears, so it's got a thumb throttle. If you choose not to put the thumb throttle on there, and obviously then it's just a 250 watt e-bike with pedal assist. The screen on there is really bright, really easy to use, gives you all sorts of different information, so like your speed, how many miles you've done this trip, the watt output of the motor as well, so you can see if you're using more battery or whatever, with little dials and everything. Really quite a nice colour display. You've also got lights on and off, little switch there, which puts the front light and the rear light on, so if you are riding in the dark, at least you've got some illumination. And those are all powered through the same battery that's down there. It's quite a chunky battery, so yeah, if you're riding with the lights on, don't worry about it draining the battery. That battery's got plenty of power. You got a little horn as well. Not the most powerful horn, but it should give most people a general idea that you're coming through. Lovely comfy seat with an adjustable seat post on it as well, so you should be able to get any sort of ride height that you think that you need to make on there. I personally I prefer to be sort of like sat upright but with a bit of a stretch on my leg, so if I'm pedaling I can put power in. But yeah, rear suspension on this is really good. I love the colour as well, especially the colour of the wheels. I think it's just a cracking little colour. It's like a metallic burnt orange or a matte colour. Really good. Really sturdy rear rack on there as well, so you can carry all sorts of things on there. I would even probably say that's enough to carry a small person if you put a bit of a padded seat on there. Pedals are really good quality pedals as well, so very comfortable with those pedals, and they do actually fold. So it's probably the only part of the bike that does fold for easy and convenient storage, but yeah, then they just snap back into place. Obviously, like I say, you've got a stand on there, adjustable front shocks, so you can decide how much travel is in the shock and therefore how much shock assistance or shock absorbance it comes with. Nice grips, really sort of comfortable grips, and like I say, hydraulic brakes front and rear, and they really do stop you. They are absolutely brilliant. What is it like to ride? Well, really comfortable actually. It really goes. So as you start pedaling, obviously the assistance picks up, really goes. It's very comfortable. The wide handlebars give you so much stability and control. It feels like you're riding a sort of moped or a motorbike, so much so that I think that this should be the standard width of handlebar really, because it really does give you so much more control and so much more of a stable sort of riding feel as you're riding around the road. So let's talk about assembly. Now, the instructions, the toolkit and the box and everything else were brilliant. Everything was very well thought out, apart from a couple of niggly little things. And that was that the handlebars were wrapped in a plastic sort of like cover, but then the display had been put over the top. So you had to kind of loosen the display, mess around with that to then remove the handlebar sleeve that had been put over there. A little bit annoying. And the other thing I would say as well is that you need a good pair of snips or scissors or something to cut through all the very heavy duty tie wraps that it comes wrapped up in. Like I say, they thought really well about how to package it up, how to make it so that when it gets to me, there's no scratches or dents or anything like that. This has come, as you saw from the video, this has come out of the box, and it's in perfect condition, no marks or anything like that on it. Assembly wise, obviously you have to put the pedals on, insert the wheel into the front forks, make sure the disc aligns with the brake caliper as well, so as that sits in there so it doesn't rub, just make sure that sits in there okay. The other thing I have to do is to turn the front light around and then put the front mudguard on. I also had to adjust the handlebar configuration, so the handlebars have got quite a lot of adjustment in them as well. So the headstock here, I had to spin it round and move this headstock. It's all explained in the instructions to be able to assemble the actual handlebars all together. But I did obviously go through that and then discover that you've got a lot of adjustment in the headstock as well. So you can adjust the rake of the actual headstock there, but then you can choose to have the handlebars sort of slightly forward, slightly back, whichever way you want to do it. I've got them probably a slightly back position at the moment, which gives me quite a comfortable seating position and quite a comfortable and controlled riding position. Very happy with that. So quite a good range of adjustment on there. For those that are going to use the bike off-road, you can install the thumb control there, which is going to give you power assist to a certain speed. As far as everything else is concerned, all the back end, everything was installed on there. There was another one of those plastic covers over the rear wheel mudguard. So that was a bit of a pain having to pull all that off and everything, but like I say, that's there to protect everything, and I understand it's best to have everything covered up so that it's not going to get scratched. So that took a couple of minutes to get off. So yeah, really, once you put the front wheel on, the handlebars on, the pedals on, with a bit of tweaking, it's ready to go. It's set up in kilometers was the only other downside, and for that you basically power it on, wait until the screens come on, and then press both the up and down arrow, and then go into display settings, and then the speed as well, and then you can just change it from kilometers an hour to miles per hour, and that's all I've done. There are other configurations that you can go through and change and everything else in there. That's up to you. I've left everything else standard because I'm quite happy with the way the bike works. I just wanted to change it to miles an hour and not kilometers an hour. You've got 5 levels of assistance as it goes through. It's eco on 1, low on 2, normal on 3, high on 4, and power on 5. I'm in an open field, no one's around me, so I've been bombing it around and trialing it out. Obviously, like I say, I can say the suspension works really well across the field as well. Speaking of suspension and that such, lovely seat, very comfortable seat, slightly spring assisted seat. If you look under the seat, it's got some springs in there as well as a gel top on it. So yeah, that is a nice seat, and like I say, full adjustable suspension on the back there, and adjustable suspension on the front. So the whole assembly process probably took me around about 25 to 30 minutes. I was very cautious about taking it out of the box, so I ended up cutting the sides of the box, so I just opened it that way, and yeah, just checking everything over as well as what I'd done, just sort of checking all the other bolts are all tight and everything else. It took about 25-30 minutes. The instructions that come with it are really good instructions, and on there it says it should take you around about 40 minutes. And yeah, if you want to take your time, I can see why. Like I say, the tools that they give you to assemble the bike are really good tools, apart from the fact that you need the scissors to cut through all the cable ties. The rest of the toolkit is really good, and the Allen key set is it's a quality Allen key set. So yeah, they've thought about that. However, I would say there's a point that you get to the last part of the instructions where it says to inflate the tires, and they've given you a pump, and I think that's brilliant. I've never seen a bike that's come with a pump before, and it says in there to inflate it to the pressures that are dictated on the tires, which for UK, obviously you can, whether you do it in bar or PSI or whatever is up to you, they're 20 PSI. There's no gauge on the pump that they've supplied, which is unfortunate because they've gone into all that effort and then they're just let down at that last little hurdle. So if you are watching Cyrusher, a fantastic bike, can't floor you on the bike, it's brilliant. Just if you're going to put a pump in there, make sure it's got a gauge on it so that we can use it, and then we know what pressures the tires are pumped up to. That'd be cracking. Now another thing I like, comes with a key to lock the battery in, but you don't need the key in all the time for it to work. So I kind of like that. So key goes in, and then it clicks to eject the battery, and that is a Hefty Battery. So yeah, quite a chunky old battery. You can obviously charge it there, or you can charge it in the bike. Essentially there's just a hole in the frame that makes it charge, makes the charge connector go into there. But what's the point? I wanted to say as well, I did actually like that there's a little button on the top there that you press to get an indication of what sort of power is left in the bike. So without turning it on, you know, if you're in the house and you're thinking, oh, do I need to charge it? You can just press the little button on the top there and it comes up, you know, red or green to say, you know, it needs charging or it's okay. So at the moment it's green, and it came green as well with about 70% charge. And that's it, locked in place now. So the bike's going to work. This is the charge port down here, and it comes with a little rubber connection on there that covers it up. And like I say, you've then got the on-off button is right at the bottom of the up and down arrow buttons. Press that for a couple of seconds and it comes up. The display is a very nice display, very easy to read, very clear. And then obviously you've got your buttons up and down to go through the power assist modes. On the left hand side, like I say, you've got the light button and the horn. And over on the right, you've got thumb throttle if you choose to install it. And then you've also got the up and down for the 7-speed Shimano gears as well, the actual physical gears. And you can ride it without any power as well. So obviously got 7-speed gears on there. So yes, it's a heavy bike coming in around about 31 kilos. But obviously you can still ride it if the battery goes flat. You might just need to lower it to, you know, sort of like the first 3 or 4 gears or something like that. But yeah, you can still ride it perfectly fine without the battery in there. Still a comfortable bike to ride. Like I say, it's very stable out on the road, and certainly very stable around the field here with all the bumps and lumps and everything like that. On the road, I was able to do, you know, the normal cycling that I do. No issues with that whatsoever. It felt very stable, like I was in full control. And with these wider handlebars than you would possibly normally get, I found that it was very easy to do, you know, sort of like one-handed. Why would you do one-handed? Well, say for example you want to turn, so you come to a junction, you put your arm out to turn, or you put your arm out to turn. So having these wider handlebars does make it less jittery, shall we say, when you're putting your hand out to turn, or just looking around to see what's going on, and you just want one hand on the handlebars. So if you're a bit like me and you like a little bit of cycling, you know, you turn up to a campsite or a park up and you want to go and visit the local area and explore, or go to the pub or go to the shops, whatever, and need a bike for that, this is a fantastic e-bike. So thanks for watching my review. If you need any information, please ask in the comments section down below, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. And obviously there's going to be product links in the video description down below too. So I'll catch you on the next video, guys. Take care. Bye for now.